Welcome to my math channel, Math with Ease by Mr. Kamotho. In this video, I want us to learn how to solve quadratic equations. And the first one, as you can see, x squared minus 2x minus 15 is 0. We have understood about the BAC approach. Our A is 1, our B is -2, and our C is -15. So we actually look for two numbers. We look for two numbers such that when we add them, we shall get a B. When we multiply them, we are going to get a C, the product of A and C. And those numbers are just -5 and +3, such that -5 plus 3 is -2, and -5 times 3 is -15, as you can see. Our B is -2 and this is -15. So we have -5 plus 3. We simply substitute the middle term and we have x squared minus 5x plus 3x minus 15 is 0. What is common in the first two terms? X is common, x minus 5. 3 is common in the next two terms, x minus 5 is 0. You realize that this bracket is repeated twice, and therefore we just write it once. X minus 5, and the outer terms make a bracket of their own. X plus 3 is 0. In this case, we have two numbers which are multiplied to give us 0. It is either the first number is 0 or the second number is 0, or both of them are 0. If we take the first one to be 0, we are simply saying x minus 5 could be 0. If this is true, x is equals to 5. If it is now x plus 3, which is 0, if this is the case, then x is equals to -3. And that is the end of that question. Let us look at part B of the question. That was part A. Part B of the question, we are having x squared is equals to 9x. And it looks like now we have x squared is equals to 9x. And as you can see, anytime we want to solve a quadratic equation, we have to ensure that the right-hand side is equals to 0. So we have x squared minus 9x is equals to 0. And those are two terms, and there's something common in them. And you have x common in the bracket, x minus 9. Again, these are product of two numbers, where this is multiplication of two numbers where the product is 0. So it is either the first number, x itself is equals to 0, or x minus 9 is 0. And if this is the case, then x has to be equals to 9. That is okay. As far as the part A and B is concerned, that is just what we have. Let us look at part C. And if you look at part C, we have part C now, 6x squared plus 13x minus 5 is equals to 0. Again, we are talking about the BAC approach. Our B is 13, our AC is -30. And as you can see, -30 now talks of, let's just line them up here. BAC, our B is 13, our AC is -30. And which two numbers, again, we multiply, they give us -30. And the same numbers, when we add them, we are going to get 13. And definitely this is a +15 minus 2. So +15 minus 2 is 13, and +15 minus times negative 2 is again negative 30. Again, we substitute the middle term and we have 6x squared plus 15x minus 2x minus 5 is equals to 0. And what is common in the first two terms is simply 3x. And 6x squared divided by 3x, 6x squared divided by 3x is simply 2x. And 15x divided by 3x is 5 plus 5. And let's see, between negative 2x and minus 5, it seems there is nothing common, but every time we find like there is nothing common, we always talk about 1, and this sign is carried along. So negative 1 is common. Negative 2x divided by negative 1 is simply 2x. Minus 5 divided by minus 1 is plus 5. And that is 0. Again, you can see this bracket is repeated twice, so we write it once. 2x plus 5. And the outer terms make a bracket of their own, 3x minus 1, which is equals to 0. If this is the case, then two numbers multiplied and the product is 0, it means one of them is 0 or both of them are 0. If it happens that it is 2x plus 5 which is equals to 0, then 2x is equals to minus 5. And if in such a case, then x is equals to minus 5 over 2. If it is the other one which is equals to 0, 3x minus 1 equals to 0, 3x equals to 1, and of course x is equals to 1 over 3. That is just what we are having, a third, and minus 5 over 2. That is as far as part C is concerned, and I would wish that we have to go through and understand together part D. And part D, x squared minus 5x plus 18 is equals to 2 plus 3x. One of the very fundamental recommendations in solving quadratic equations is that we have to have the right hand side equals to 0. So we bring everything to the right and we have x squared minus 5x. This one coming this side becomes minus 3x. This one maintains plus 18 minus 2 is 0. Collecting the like terms, we have x squared minus 8x plus 16 is equals to 0. And at that particular point, again, we talk about the BAC approach. This is just what we've learned so far. We will come to understand completing the square and other methods of solving quadratic equation. But for now, we just have to use factorization method. Our B is minus 8, as you can see. Our AC is 16, as you can see. Two numbers we multiply, they give us positive 16, and we add, they give us negative 8. This is definitely minus 4 plus minus 4. Minus 4 times minus 4. So again, we substitute the middle term and we have x squared minus 4x plus 16 is 0. What is common in the first two? X minus 4. Negative 4 is common in the other two sets. We have x. 16 divided by minus 4 is minus 4. Close the bracket, 0. Again, we have x minus 4. X minus 4. This bracket appears twice. It's written once. And the outer terms form a bracket of their own. and the product continues to be 0. So we can see these brackets are identical. So we can already say that if x minus 4 is equals to 0, then x is equals to 4. Or if it's the other bracket, x minus 4, which is equals to 0, x is equals to 4. And this is what we call a repeated root. X is equals to 4. There is no point of writing or x is equals to 4 because it is one of the same thing. But for completion purposes, that is how it should be. Thank you, and let us meet in the next video.